So I'm just back from my 7-night Royal Caribbean cruise. It was absolutely fantastic, but I just wanted to have a little catch up with you guys and yeah, chat about it. So hey guys, it's Becky and welcome to my channel and thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I just got back off a 7-night cruise with my boyfriend and we had a fantastic time. I think the vlogs should already be up by now, but I just wanted to do kind of like a little video, just kind of giving my kind of overall kind of review, feedback, pros and cons of the holiday while doing my makeup. It's always good to have something to talk about while doing my makeup and getting ready with you guys. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today, just kind of getting back into a routine and yeah, after all that food on the cruise, definitely trying to get back into a little bit more of a groove, bit back to normal. So speaking of getting into a routine, today's video is sponsored by Rituals and I'm really excited to introduce this Essentials for Women 18 Plus multivitamin to you guys. So I've been taking this for a little while. As you can see, I've already got a bit of a dent in my bottle here. So Essential for Women 18 Plus is a clinically backed, clean, high quality multivitamin for women 18 to 49 to help fill their key nutritional gaps in their diet, especially if you just come off a cruise. You definitely need to maybe fill some of those gaps. A lot of protein on the cruise, but where are the vegetables? So yeah, this was definitely something I was keen to take during the cruise. So one thing that I love about Rituals is that they are made traceable. So that means that you can find out where all the ingredients have come from and why they have put them in the multivitamin. If you check out the website, you can literally see where all the different ingredients, all the different vitamins have come from, and also learn and find out more about the vitamins and ingredients. And you know, just do a bit more of your own research. They make it really easy to find, and that's one thing I really liked. I've been able to learn a lot more about the different vitamins and also understanding like the quality and where they come from, and yeah, it's been really insightful. And one of the reasons why I love Ritual is the fact that everything is traceable. It's also third-party tested, vegan friendly, non-GMO certified, gluten-free and formulated without any major allergens. So hopefully there is something for everyone. They also do vitamins for men, also vitamins for 50 plus, and I also think they do vitamins for kids as well, which is really cool. So there really is something for everyone. So all you need to do is take 2 capsules a day. The capsules are so cool. I've never seen anything like it. Here they are. They're like see-through. And you've got the little vitamins and the oils all mixed up in this capsule. And then inside of the bottle, you might be able to see it there. It's a little mint tab that just makes it easier to digest the vitamins. So cheers. The mint is just really nice. And again, say you're adding your vitamins into your routine, maybe you do it after you brush your teeth. It's not a flavour that's obviously going to be offensive to mint toothpaste. I do like to take mine in the morning, but obviously you can take yours at any time. And they do have a delay release capsule, which is gentle on your stomach, so you can take them with or without food. Rituals is also a subscription-based service, so you never run out of your vitamins and they will be turning up at your door at the exact right moment. One thing that I really like on the package is it kind of gives you a day by day kind of measure of how many you've got left. So yeah, really cool. So if you fancy trying Rituals for yourself, you can get 25% off your first order by clicking the link in the bio, and do have a look as well just at the traceable vitamins. It's just really interesting and really opened my eyes to like vitamins and like, do we really know what we're ingesting? So even if it's just to take a look at that, it's super, super interesting. And a big thanks to Rituals for sponsoring this portion of the video. I just can't wait to get ready with you guys today. I just feel like I just need to feel a bit better in myself. I have got a facial eruptions happening right now. Don't look. But yeah, they are there and they are in force. It's definitely hormonal. I've been having, I don't know if this is TMI, this is not about a cruise at all, but my periods have been like shifting, like pattern. I was very consistent with my periods, and now all of a sudden, like, they're coming quite early, and I feel like there's a bit of a shift in the cycle, which is really annoying, because obviously I use the Flow app, just the free one, and I've been using it now for like years, so it's pretty like spot on. But and to be honest, like, we try and book this is really TMI, but obviously when I come and visit JP, we try and book around certain things, and also holidays, like, you know, you don't want to be on holiday on your period, so, you know, you're trying to work around things, and then, like, it's coming early, and, like, by early, I mean, like, by, like, 5 days, like, almost a week early, and, yeah, so that's fun. So yeah, and I don't get spots anywhere else but my chin, so it's very, very obviously hormonal, and it sucks. Hormonal acne is so sore. There isn't really much you can do to prevent it. Like, I've talked to some like dermatologists and stuff, and they're kind of just like, not really much we can do about that. Yeah, just gonna have to live with it forever, basically, I feel like. And then there's the menopause, and then that's gonna bring a whole host of other fun things. So yeah, great, isn't it fun being a woman? But anyway, so the cruise. So we went on Explorer of the Seas, which is a Royal Caribbean cruise. Mainly, this was the one cruise that we could do. I really wanted to go on a cruise for my 30th birthday, so that meant 26th of July, we were going to be on a cruise. And JP, because he works in France, and the way annual leave works when you get a new job, you have to like earn the annual leave rather than them just working out what you have for that year. A crew, I think it's called. He has very limited annual leave this year. And it just kind of sucks because JP's been moving around a lot of different jobs for a lot of various reasons. And I feel like we've literally only had 1 year where he's had some annual leave. And when you're in a long distance relationship, one person not having annual leave, it makes it hard, guys, I'm not gonna lie. So he literally had a week, 5 days, and with a lot of cruises, you normally have to fly to the port that the cruise ship is departing from. So Southampton is basically the UK's biggest cruise departure port. Also Barcelona, Genoa is very popular for Costa cruises, Venice, and then obviously like, you've got your Caribbean, your Miami cruises and all of that. But we really didn't want to take a flight because that was just going to add a lot of stress, but also just he would have needed to take at least another day's holiday that he just doesn't really have. So we found that there is a cruise port 6 hours drive away from just outside of Monaco where JP lives, and called Ravenna. So basically Venice are limiting cruise ships leaving Venice now because of a lot of things. And so Royal Caribbean now sail out of this really small port called Ravenna. It's quite hard to get to if you are flying in from Bologna or Venice, because the port is actually quite far away from the town centre. It's about a 20-minute drive, and it really is out in the sticks, because we were driving there ourselves, and it was basically like, and there's also the kind of the canal, like the river bit really separates the town from the port, and there's not many taxis, and it is actually a bit of a nightmare for a lot of people to get to Ravenna for their holidays. I'm really glad that we just drove, and at the port there was lots of free parking, and a lot of people were parking there. We got back and our car was fine, no thefts or damages or anything. Obviously I wouldn't leave any valuables out on display, but I think a lot of people had driven and parked, and it was completely free, but there was just, it wasn't secure, and there isn't any option for secure parking. So it was either you're comfortable with the free parking, or you would park maybe in a secure garage in Ravenna and then find a taxi, or go to the train station where there is a shuttle bus that Royal Caribbean put on. It's all very, very complicated, but I am a planner, and I will plan things months in advance. I read articles, blog posts, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, so I know exactly what's going to be happening when we arrive. I'm currently just using my Mario Mattes palette. This is probably my most used palette ever. I think when I get back to the UK, I'm going to buy the cool one as like a late birthday treat to myself. I literally use this, I think, every day on the cruise. I did actually wear makeup pretty much every day, but it was in the evenings that I wore makeup. The weather on the cruise, it was hot. It was really hot, and especially for like, we had some big like days, you know, like going to Athens. You're out and looking at things, and it was 40 degrees. Luckily we got to the Parthenon before it, I think they close it between 12 and 5, just because like it's just not safe for people to be up there. You are like, I think there's about 200 steps, but 200 steps in the heat, guys, and also like there is pressure to keep moving because there's all these tours, so you're constantly kind of having to like move, and there's no shade at the top. There's also like no not like cafe, I'm not expecting there to be a cafe at the Parthenon, but there was like nowhere to buy like water or like fill up your bottle. There was like no shade or anything at the top, so yeah, you do have to bear that in mind. But I'm really proud of myself for like doing it. I was really worried that like I wasn't going to be able to do it. I was going to get like too hot, that I was just going to have to like let JP go up there and like meet him down, you know, because being a bigger girl, like this just, it is what it is. But I did it. We had a fantastic tour guide named Jenny. She was a little bit older, and I think that just really helped the situation because she wasn't charging around. She would stop, tell us some facts, and then like carry on. She would find places for us to like sit down and stuff. She was really great, and just like, I feel like just conscious of like the fact that, you know, some of us were at peak physical fitness. So yeah, I really, really loved the tour with Jenny. So that was a Royal Caribbean tour. The thing that made me laugh though is that at the end there was going to be this free time in Plaka. But at this point it was getting to like 38, 39 degrees. I'm just going to go in with this. I think I use this literally every single day. It is the Twinkle Tower. I think I'm just going to go in with the white one today. I literally used every shade on the cruise. So the free time in Plaka was, you're meant to get like an hour where you can explore Plaka, which is one of the oldest parts of Athens. But it was so hot. And then she was like, oh, let me show you this. I really want to show you something in the shop. And then she marches us to like the back of this gift shop, and she's telling us that these are the places where you get the best prices, blah 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 blah. So she obviously had like a backhander or something from this shop. But in all, me and JP were like it was very obvious that it was a bit of a setup. But then we were like, it's so hot, and this shop literally really did have every Greek souvenir you could want, and it was so hot. And I was like, you know what? Let's just get all our souvenirs from here. You know, you can like walk around all the shop, maybe find something maybe €1 cheaper or whatever, but we had lots of things we wanted to buy for different people, and it was all there. So we ended up just buying literally stuff for everyone. And then JP, being the absolute sweetheart he is, he knows that I collect Starbucks mugs, and he offered to go and like, there was a Starbucks that we passed on the way to Plaka, and he offered to go and walk back to the Starbucks to get me one of my mugs, and then I went to the bar next door and got an iced cappuccino, and I got him the biggest beer that they sold as a thank you, sorry. So yeah, we just had yeah, it was really hot in Athens, but the Plaka free time there wasn't that much free time really, and yeah, it was mainly spent in that shop and in the cafe, but it was actually quite nice. JP said like he really enjoyed that part because it felt like he was like people watching, and it felt like he was like one of the locals. So, but anytime I feel like you have free time on an excursion, it's just like never enough time. It's such a short amount of time, especially like how much you're paying. But I'm really glad we did the excursion just because we had the AC coach, and I would do it again. I know people can get like cheaper excursions and stuff, but it really, one thing I found is it really takes away mental load, because I am the planner and I love to plan, but trying to plan something for every single port as well as doing the cruise, it is a lot. And I know if I said to JP, could you plan something, he would, but yeah, I would 100% do that excursion again. And the excursions for Athens are expensive, but I really enjoyed the one we went on. I'm now going to add some ultraviolet SPF 50 Queen Screen. Oh my god, Queen Screen. This is a illuminating skin screen. This was kindly gifted by Space NK, guys. What an actual like dream. Space NK sent me a little bit of PR. Honestly, like one of the like best influencer moments, oh my gosh, of my, could you call it a career? Like having a brand recognize you that you actually like love is insane. Like I love Space NK so much. Me and my mum like shop there all the time. It's just, yeah, it's just a shop that I love to visit. So having them recognise me and just send me like a little PR box was honestly day made. It literally came though the day before I was flying to see JP. So I never got to film an unboxing on YouTube, but I did one on my TikTok. Go follow me over there if you want to see some of my content over there. Now time to cover up these spots. I will say I do really like the NYX Pro Fix stick for like for blemish concealing. It's very good, and it's a very close, it's like a drugstore dupe of like the NARS pot concealer, but I will say the NARS one is a little bit more matte. It's in a pot. And if you look at the weight, like the gram, this costs the same per gram as the NARS one. You're getting a lot more in the NARS one. I think this is about a third of the size, and I am going through it quite quickly. So things to consider, things to bear in mind. I've also been wearing a BB cream a lot recently. Not going to do BB today because I don't know why, I just don't feel like it. But that has been a new makeup addition. Because I have a couple of like skin tints and stuff, but I really just don't wear them. But then I think because I was getting a lot of redness on the cruise, I really wanted to cover it up a little bit because yeah, I was getting very red. Even though you're wearing SPF, I was getting really red. I was getting a bit sunburnt here because I was sweating the SPF off. Oh my god, guys, the heat. So our first port was Dubrovnik, which was really nice. I feel like Dubrovnik, if you've not been before, that's a really great port to like not pay for an excursion and just do your own thing for the first time. I think I've been to the Dubrovnik port like a few times now, and it's just really nice. We had a really great pizza there, and yeah, it was JP's first time in Dubrovnik, and he really, really liked it. And I think we will potentially go back, but off season, because guys, the amount of people there, it is crazy. But we definitely kind of want to explore the area a bit more. And also just like kind of explore the old town again, just when it's a bit quieter. And we didn't do the fort or the walls because again, we were getting up to 40 degrees. I think it was like 35, 36 degrees. And the walls and the forts are in the burning sun. And they're not cheap either. They're like, I think 30 euros, I think, to get into the fort and the walls. And obviously, like, they're very popular because a lot of the Game of Thrones scenes were filmed in the fort walls and stuff. But I'm just not gonna do it for my own safety. Neither of us wanted to do it. And also, to be fair to JP, he's only seen season 1 of Game of Thrones, so it's a lot of like Winterfell, I feel like, in the first season, and then like King's Landing a lot of the second season. I don't think they filmed anything in Dubrovnik in the first season, but they moved all the filming to Dubrovnik in the second season. So he didn't really know about anything that was going on, really, Game of Thrones wise. But I thought it was really cool to see because I'd been there, but that was before Game of Thrones had ever come out. So yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, Athens, we did that great tour. Santorini, I feel like Santorini was the most disappointing tour. Going in with the NARS cream bronzer. Yeah, so we did an excursion because if you want to get off the cruise ship first, because it's a tender port, you've got to book an excursion unless you've got a suite or you've got this thing called the key, which basically makes you like a VIP or something. So we paid £50 each for oil on your own, or how do you pronounce? I can't remember how you pronounce it now. JP was good at pronouncing it, which is like the classic, like all the pictures you see of Santorini of oil with the blue domes. We had to get up at 6 to get to the theatre for 7. So order room service because it just means you don't have to go to like spend time going to the buffet or whatever, and you can either like take whatever you ordered from room service to because you're sat in the theatre for ages. You're sat in the theatre for like half an hour. So yeah, I would suggest like getting room service and like take that muffin, take that bagel or whatever to the theatre. Like we did eat in our room, but like looking back I was like I could probably have just brought breakfast here. So yeah, always order rooms. It's free for like the continental breakfast to be delivered to your room, which is really great. So we did that for both Athens and Santorini. And yeah, the tour guide we had, she was French but spoke English, but I will say that she was very thick accent, but she started walking before you'd even got off the coach, so you were constantly playing like catch up with her. She walked really, really quickly and she walked in the sun, and I just really didn't cope very well. And again, with oil and stuff, there's a lot of steps, and she was speaking really quickly, and a lot of us couldn't hear what she was saying. She was telling us like where to go and but none of us could hear. We had an hour and a half in Oya, which I think was, kind of enough time. We went and took photos first, picture, which you have to queue for. And I tell you what, we queued, like, and there was like 2 people in front of us to begin with. And JP was like, oh, do we really have to queue? And I was like, you've got no idea how bad it's going to get later, babe. Like, the queues are going to be enormous. So we got a couple of pictures, but one of our photographers, like one of the people that took photos of us, was really good. And then the other one at the Blue Domes, I was like, oh, thank you. Like, what can you do? Like, and then also people were trying to, like, originally people weren't going to step behind like where you were taking the Blue Dome pictures from, and then as soon as we went to take our photos, people just like went down the stairs and like completely ruined our like picture plays. So I think I'm gonna have to like do some Photoshop AI stuff, but yeah, it was chaotic and very busy. We then did a little bit of shopping, and then we went to a bar where we had a beer and iced coffee and homemade baklava, and it was 30 euros. I knew what the prices were. The prices were on the menu, so it wasn't like a, but literally like those are the prices on Santorini because everything has to be imported. It is wild. Going in with the Huda Beauty. This is the Cotton Candy blush. I love this blush. Again, wore this a lot on the cruise. It is so easy to blend. If you've ever had like a rare beauty blush and you're like, whoa, like this is too much for me, it doesn't blend, really like try the Huda blushes. They're really, really nice, and they smell really good too. They smell like a sweetie, like a strawberry, maybe like a strawberry starburst. They smell really, really good, and they're very easy to blend, especially the lightest shade, the Cotton Candy shade. But tempted to look at maybe what the other shades would look like on me, but I feel like this is just like the one that would suit me best. What next? Yeah, so because of the cable car, there's a cable car in Santorini that takes you down, in Fira, that takes you down to the port. This cable car can only take 120 people per journey up. There was 7 cruise ships in, and these cruise ships have like 3,000 passengers on each, and there were 7 of them. So what's that? 3 times 7, 21,000 people. And 120 people could fit into that cable car. Not good odds. And originally the excursion was like, oh, we drop you off in Fira and then you take the cable car down. Apparently the queues for the cable car were like hours. So they've now said, oh, you'll get an hour in Fira, and then we'll drive you back to the other port where you can get the boat, the tender back. But the traffic was so bad getting into Fira that we ended up only having 50 minutes in like the capital of Santorini. Also, again, she was walking crazy fast, couldn't hear what she was saying. So we ended up just kind of like meandering the back. JP really wanted a gyro because we only had one in Athens. He's a grown boy. He wants multiple gyros, and that's fine. So I was like, babe, when we go to Santorini, you're gonna get another gyro. So that was the first thing on the list, was a gyro. But like that was like 20 minutes, 25 minutes gone. So we're like, shit, like we just need to like quickly like have a mooch around. Of course I found the Sephora. I had to pick something up. And then literally like got a Santorini t-shirt, got a bottle of Santorini wine, and then had to like deck it back to the meeting point. And just like, we were the last ones there. Some people did stay. I don't know, because you had the option to stay and they gave you a cable car ticket. We just decided it was getting really, really hot, and we just decided, you know what, let's just get the coach back. We were just really, really warm, so we got the coach back and we don't regret it at all. Again, we really like Santorini, and I think we would go back off season, but it's expensive, just because everything does have to be like imported. So yeah, it was really, really nice though. And then our final port was Split, which again was really nice. The walk into Split though is again hot. There wasn't much shade, and yeah, I don't know. I wasn't like revved up and ready for the for the walk into Split. But I think I actually preferred Split to Dubrovnik, but I don't know if that's just because I've been to Dubrovnik more and I've seen it more. But Split was really, really pretty. We had some great iced coffee. We went to a place called Fig, which was recommended by a friend, as well as it was very highly recommended on TripAdvisor. Did a bit of shopping. We also went to the market, which was really great. Got some Dalmatian ham, which we still need to eat. Also a little magnet. Like, the market is really cheap. If you want to get souvenirs, go there, because they're exactly the same ones that you're getting in the old town. But again, it's another place that I really want to go back to. Go to the waterfalls, the marina, like the seafront that they've like recently like done up is so pretty, but we didn't have time to eat any more food. So yeah, I would love to do like a long weekend there, have some meals at the marina and stuff like that, and just explore the area a bit more. But yeah, it was so nice. As for the cruise ship herself, the Explorer, oh, I love the boat. She is an older boat, but she just is like classic, like maritime cruisy. It's called Explorer of the Seas, and then all around the boat is like artifacts from around the world. And yeah, it does feel like you're exploring these new places. And we really like the solarium, which is like the adult only pool. There was a lot of kids on this cruise. It's summer, so what can you expect? There was also a lot there. I think they said there was 72 different nationality of passengers, let alone staff. There was people from Jordan, a lot of Brazilians, and a lot of Mexicans. So it is incredibly hard to cater for like that many people and that many tastes. And I think overall, like, the food was really, really good, like, considering. We had the New York strip steak a lot in the main dining room, and it was just really delicious. Like, we just kept ordering, because we don't have steak a lot ourselves, because steak in France is really expensive. So we were just enjoying having steak. The specialty dining was really great as well. I think we both really liked Izumi, and then I really liked Giovanni's table, apart from the pasta. Because also, if you're going to Chops to get the fillet steak, you're paying like a lot of more money than the fillet steak at Giovanni's, which is like cheaper. So to be honest, like, I think I would just do Giovanni's and Izumi next time. Chops was fine, but like the red velvet cake at Chops, I actually preferred the main dining room red velvet cake. Like, the starter wasn't anything special. You have to pay extra for lobster, and it's just kind of like, oh, like, we got it as part of a package, so like it was fine, and I'm glad we went. But I think that's what's great, is you can try things and then see if you like them. The entertainment was really good as well, considering they had to like appeal to so many people. And the cruise director, oh my god, was she a blast. One, she was stunning. She was beautiful. She had the most beautiful blonde hair. She also had the most energy I've ever seen. And all of her like entertainment team was so fun. She did a great job. Just gonna line my lips. I'm not gonna try and talk with lining my lips. So I'm gonna go in with this new Fenty, what do they call it? High Shine Gloss Stick. This is in Is It Fussy, which was one of my favourite Gloss Bomb shades. Very nice, very shiny. I can see myself getting more of these. Doesn't quite go with the lip liner I put on. We'll just cover that up with the lipstick. Smells just like what am I trying to say? Smells just like the lip glosses as well. Really, really nice. So yeah, overall, hardly any, I don't think I really had many complaints about the cruise at all. The room was fine. The only thing with the room was it was a conjoined room, and we could hear like the alarm go off in the other person's cabin, and they used to want to, they were washing their hair every day, and they were blow drying their hair at like 10:30 at night, which was a bit annoying because I'm just kind of like, we're trying to get to sleep here. And it was always on like nights like before Athens, before Santorini, she was there blow drying. Well, I'm guessing it was she, because they were taking a while to blow dry their hair. But yeah, that was the only issue with the cabin. But like, it's just difficult where like you can't really control like what other people are doing. So yeah, that was the only thing, and that's because we went for a guaranteed, like we didn't pay extra to pick our cabin. And to be honest, like it wasn't that big of an issue that I would have paid an extra £200 to pick a cabin. So I think maybe on a different cruise we would potentially get a window or balcony. But also, I just don't really think we missed it either. But I feel like once you go to like doing a cabin, balcony cabin, it's really hard to go back. But let me just quickly get changed and we will finish up. So guys, that is a little kind of roundup of the cruise. If you do have any questions about the cruise, just let me know down below and I will get back to answering you as soon as possible. Probably some questions we probably have asked is, how much was the cruise? It was just under 1,000 each pounds, and we did book through Costco. If you have a Costco card, you can get Costco vouchers. We got a £130 voucher to spend at Costco via booking through them. So yeah, highly worth doing if you do actually have a Costco card, because obviously that is some good savings. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, and yeah, leave me any questions down below, and I'll see you all very, very soon.